Hello, welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we start Unit 6 Hinduism, Swami Vivekanand and Sri Aurobindo Ghosh. And we start with topic Sri Aurobindo on the Indian theory of state. Sri Aurobindo renounced active politics in 1910 and left for Pondicherry to pursue his spiritual goals. All attempts to bring him back to national politics did not succeed. In second phase of his life, Aurobindo emerged as a great saga and a philosopher and received worldwide respect. He became the enthusiastic, authentic representative of Indian wisdom. He wrote in 1947 a book explaining the spirit and form of the Indian polity. According to Aurobindo, ancient Indian thinkers developed an Indian model of state building which was democratic in character, in the sense that it allowed communal freedom and self government and autonomy to the village and the community. It was a synthesis of communal autonomies of village, town, caste, guild, and family. The state was a means of holding together and synthesized free and living organic systems and autonomies into free and living organisms. Indians successfully struck the right balance between stability and change. It was an organic totality of social existence. Ancient Indian system had a capacity to renew itself. According to Aurobindo, the Indians did not want to establish a mechanical state that laid exaggerated dependence on legislature, administration, and force. The Western idea of state was artificial, and the state in the West was imposed upon the people. The Indian system was flexible and was built up from within. The Western state was based on a rigid uniformity, but in the Indian system, new elements were harmonized without destroying the original elements and existing institutions. It was a creation of practical reason and the common experience of communal self government. Aurobindo was of the opinion that a rich and creative thought was necessary to create a transmitting medium between the spirit and the external world. The Indians did not develop creative thought, hence, they had lost independence. He said that Indians should not imitate the West and reproduce the ideas and forms of West because it was not creative. Instead of blindly following the West, they should recover their ancient creative power and in the light of principle of dharma retrieve the spirit and form of Indian polity. The next point is political ideas of Sri Aurobindo, a critical study. Sri Aurobindo can be considered as one of the greatest political thinkers in modern India. He added almost a religious flavor to nationalism by identifying motherland with the Shakti of or power of the Indian people. He defined the essence of religious nationalism in a manner which, for its sheer passion had never been surpassed. He came to idealize his native land and faith and identified one with another. The fervor of his faith in India helped his countrymen to transcend the differences of caste, language, custom, which had hindered the development among them. Secondly, his ideas on passive resistance broke new grounds in the sense that in his theory he had visualized most of the Gandhian ideas and programs, though he had differed with him on the issue of primacy of truth and nonviolence. Thirdly, in his theory of state, he sought to represent the authentic Indian tradition to the world and claimed that the Indian theory of state building was superior to the Western theory of state building. Now let us have a look on the summary of the unit. In this unit, we have studied the political idea of Swami Vivekanand and Sri Aurobindo, who were considered as the two great figures in the Renaissance of Hinduism in modern time. Both the thinkers identified the Renaissance of Hinduism with the emergence of nationalism in India and held that rejuvenation of Hinduism in the spirit of Vedanta philosophy was a precondition for it. Hence, they gave new interpretation of the Vedanta, which declared that the service of man was service of God. Vivekananda's concern for the plight of the downtrodden section was complementary to it. Both Aurobindo and Vivekanand were of the opinion that religion and culture played a key role in the making of nationalism as they added rare fervor and passion to it. One of the notable features of their nationalism was that it was not based on the exclusion of any community and included all religious communities. Thus, their nationalism was all inclusive. They inspired thousands of young men in undertaking the patriotic causes. Swami Vivekanand's concept of social change and Sri Aurobindo's theory of passive resistance can be considered as significant contributions to the modern Indian political thought. Now we want to wind up this lecture and we have come to the end of the unit. Thank you so much for your attention.